I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. INEC discontinues recognition of David Mark as ADC chairman. Recognizes somebody else. I mentioned this thing over 1 year ago as one of the reasons why Peter Obi should leave the ADC. I hate being right in these kind of circumstances. But then again, I told you, Peter Obi, you have 20 days to go. 20 days. These can blow past. This Zamfaralization of Peter Obi in the ADC can blow past. I said it about the Labour Party, and I said it about the ADC. Why did INEC recognize another party? What's the guy's name now? Let me try to get his name. Nafiu Bala. Why did INEC recognize or choose to recognize Nafiu Bala as the legitimate chairman of the ADC? Why? Why? Now, Kenneth Okonkwo has given an interview on this. Nafiu Bala's aide has given an interview on this. Both of them are pushing opposite arguments, each claiming they are right. But let's look at the facts on the ground. Ralph Nwosu was chairman of ADC. And then Ralph Nwosu decided to resign and hand over the party to the coalition, to David Mark and Rauf Aregbesola. We all saw the ceremony. From the interview of Kenneth Okonkwo, you will see that, or he is claiming that he saw resignation letters. And the resignation letters were signed by all the National Working Committee members. And based on the resignation letters and the dissolution of the NWC of the ADC under Ralph Nwosu, they proceeded to form a new National Working Committee led by David Mark. Now here is the problem. Here is where I sensed the problem from over a year ago. If you saw a resignation letter signed by Nafiu Bala, and today Nafiu Bala is coming to tell you that that signature is not his own, that signature was forged. What are you doing to verify that claim? Is it possible that truly that signature was forged? Because if that signature was forged, it invalidates the entire process of handing over the party to David Mark. Let's be honest. We can choose to be sentimental, but sentiments have no place in law. You might say, oh, it is Tinubu or the APC trying to silence the opposition. But here is the thing. Is it the Tinubu administration or the APC that we will blame if the ADC did not follow the proper channels to take over the ADC? Peter Obi once gave an interview and then he said that for somebody to be called excellency, the process that brought him to power must be excellent. The process that brought David Mark to become the chairman of the ADC, was it an excellent process? We can find out if it is by looking at the constitution of the ADC as at when David Mark took over. Now, when a chairman resigns, what is the process prescribed by the constitution of a political party? Now, because many of you will argue now and say, oh, the leadership of a party is the internal democracy of the party. Yes, it is. But that internal affairs of the party must follow the constitution of the party. Now, what does the constitution say when a chairman resigns? Does it say that the chairman has the power to hand over that party to another chairman single-handedly, or even with some of his NWC members? Is that what the constitution of the ADC prescribes? The answer is no. The answer is, if the national chairman resigns, the deputy national chairman from the zone of the chairman takes over as acting chairman, pending when a national convention is conducted to elect a substantive chairman. Was that process followed? You and I have the answer to that. No. Somehow, Ralph Nwonsu chose to single-handedly do what he did. Maybe with the support of some of the NWC members, maybe not. But now that you have Nafiu Bala coming out to say, oh, that resignation letter that you guys are parading is forged, it destroys the whole transition. If it is established that truly that resignation letter was forged, then it means that the person who is supposed to be acting national chairman was disenfranchised. Now, I know the coalition is good. The coalition is good. If the coalition want to do coalition, there's still time. Oh. Look for another party that is devoid of all these shenanigans and make sure you do things right. For me, Peter Obi, 20 days to go. There is the DLA, Democratic Leadership Alliance, a party that is registered by some people that includes Professor Nwokobia, a very ardent supporter of Mr. Peter Obi. Please, go to DLA. If DLA not work, I've said it, you are better off in a coalition with Sowore than with the people in the ADC. But then again, what do I know? I'm just one Nigerian who is not even a politician, who is just seeking a better country. I'm just one Nigerian who has seen life abroad and believe that life in Nigeria can be better. It can be. Those of you around Peter will be advising him. It is possible that you will go your way through, but that resignation letter, if truly that signature was forged, you have no case. You can go to INEC office and protest. It will be a useless protest because emotions have no place in law. Now, even if, and here's one of my prophecies again, by some stroke of miracle, you are even able to get INEC to recognize David Mark again. You have the entry of Kwankwanso into the ADC. Many people are thinking that, okay, he's coming to ADC to support Peter Obi. In fact, that with the support of Kwankwanso, Peter Obi will be able to defeat Atiku in ADC primaries. The large crowd of Kwankwasia movement members that we saw, in fact, is giving joy to many obedient, and they're just jumping to conclusion that with that number alone, you will have enough people to counter Atiku's numbers in the north. And that will give the edge to Peter Obi. Then Kwankwanso will now be vice president to Peter Obi because Obasanjo has talked to Kwankwanso to accept 1 term of vice presidency, blah, 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 under Peter Obi, so that in 2031, when he goes back to the north, Kwankwanso can then be supported to become president. That's a very big assumption to place the whole hopes of Nigeria on. Very big. Who told you that Kwankwanso is not interested in running for president himself? Who told you that? And who told you that Kwankwanso, even if he accepts to be vice president, who told you that Kwankwanso will not support Atiku? Have you heard the narration of Wiki? So please, for me, Peter Obi has a better chance leaving the ADC now. What he needs is a coalition of the people, not a coalition of politicians that are disgruntled, politicians that are partly responsible for the problems that Nigeria is in. Many Nigerian supporters of Peter Obi, obedient, struggle with this on a daily basis. And then you now have this issue with ADC. I beg, a word is enough for the wise. 20 days to go, there's still enough time to move. If you don't, I pray that they don't Zamfaralize the ADC ticket, and I pray that Peter Obi gets the ticket eventually, even though the chances of that happening is very, very slim. By the way, before I close, Nigeria can only work with free and fair elections. And free and fair election cannot be determined by only INEC alone. You and I have a role to play. Click the link in the description and sign up as a PU Marshal on the votewatch.pro website. Visit votewatch.pro. And let's together stop rigging in 2027. We can stop rigging.